would having another vote help? I mean, wouldn't that just prolong the uncertainty, which we know is doing economic damage?
Well, I think perhaps we've seen the first glimmerings of the compromise that could work across the House in the amendment that is being talked about by my colleagues Phil Wilson and Peter Kyle.
This is Peter Kyle's idea of voting through the deal on condition it's then put to the people.
Yes, and I think that is something that, if it's more widely discussed and explored, might well attract a lot of support across the House.
So what would the question be? This deal or?
This deal or remain.
Not this deal or no deal?
No, I think this deal or remain would be I think no deal is such a disaster for the country. We can't even consider it. It would destroy industry. It would destroy jobs and livelihoods for generations to come.
But, I mean, surely in a vote you'd have to give people that option. I mean, there are Conservative MPs, even the DUP at times, who said they're not that bothered by the idea of no deal.
Well, I think that most sensible people, apart from some of the people who are most hardline about Brexit, don't think that no deal is a sensible option to put to the country, and therefore the thing to do, if she really believes that her deal is the right thing, she's trying to get it through Parliament. If Parliament then votes for it on the proviso that we've got a public ratificatory vote at the end of it, that's what we should be asking the public to sign off on.
And are you prepared to stand up and say to the majority who voted in that referendum, I'm sorry, you got it wrong. What you voted for is not in the national interest?
Well, I've said that repeatedly. I think absolutely that what people voted for by a very narrow majority is not in the national interest. I think they were lied to. I think it was sold by deceit and cheating. And I think politicians have got to be honest about that and honest about the grave consequences for our constituents if it goes through.
That's why I think the honest thing then be for politicians to say, look, you got it wrong and we're not going to do it, rather than to kick it back to people?
Well, I think, that's where I agree with you, that I could see that leading to years of rancour and problems in our country and extending the political crisis that we've clearly got in the country, with people absolutely dug in. So that if we are to turn back from the brink, then we've got to get the public to make that decision alongside us.
Your hope in having another vote would be that people would vote to remain?
Absolutely. I would be campaigning to remain. And that's one of the things that's so good about the proposal from Peter and Phil. It is that people could vote for it, whether they believed in Parliament, that is, the deal, whether they believed in remaining or leaving. And after the decision had gone through Parliament, they could campaign in that subsequent referendum, either to leave or to remain. And I think that might help heal some of this process.
Now, you, of course,